Digital Therapeutics, DTX, Global Startup Deep Dive Analysis Q1 2025 Report Part 2, Developmental Disorders, Maladaptive Behaviors and Sleep Disorders Executive Summary. This report provides a comprehensive overview of the rapidly evolving landscape of digital therapeutics, DTX, innovation, with a detailed mapping of 185 startups across 27 countries and 252 distinct DTX products. These DTX solutions span a wide array of health conditions, ranging from mental health and chronic diseases to substance use disorders, musculoskeletal conditions, sleep disorders, and developmental disabilities. This global snapshot offers critical insights into the maturity, diversity, and geographical distribution of digital therapeutics across key therapeutic areas. The evaluation process is powered by an AI-agent-powered digital health evaluation platform, which scores each product based on three foundational pillars: general well-being, usability, accessibility, lifestyle integration, and cost, scientific validation, clinical evidence, medical rigor, and peer-reviewed support, and medical compliance, regulatory approvals such as FDA, CE mark, DiGA listing, HIPAA and GDPR adherence. The tier classification system enables an objective benchmarking of the therapeutic quality and maturity of digital interventions. Products are categorized from top tier, scores between 9.0 and 10, down to the fourth tier, 6.0 to 6.99, based on their average composite scores across the three evaluation dimensions. Startups that achieve top-tier recognition represent the gold standard of the industry, characterized by strong scientific evidence, regulatory approvals, clinical integration, and scalable design. Leading companies in this category include Kaya Health, HelloBetter, Click Therapeutics, Big Health, Swing Therapeutics, Applied VR, Gluco, WellDoc, Luminopia, and Florio, among others. These solutions often combine cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, biofeedback, artificial intelligence, gamification, virtual reality, VR, and wearables to deliver patient-centered, personalized therapeutic care. In terms of therapeutic focus, mental and behavioral health remains the most dominant and saturated category, with a broad variety of products addressing conditions such as depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, schizophrenia, burnout, and eating disorders. Many of these platforms are grounded in CBT and other evidence-based approaches like acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, motivational interviewing, MI, mindfulness, and neurofeedback. Notable entries include immersive VR-based therapies, AI-powered CBT platforms, TDCS-enabled neuromodulation devices, and therapist-guided hybrid models that integrate telehealth and app-based care. Several solutions have achieved DiGA reimbursement in Germany, FDA clearance in the US, and are beginning to scale internationally through strategic partnerships and regulatory expansion. Substance use disorder, SUD, therapeutics also represent a critical area of focus. A new generation of DTX products are targeting smoking cessation, opioid use disorder, OUD, and alcohol dependence by combining digital CBT modules, remote patient monitoring, RPM, behavioral rewards, and medication-assisted treatment, MAT. These platforms emphasize confidential, stigma-reducing access, integrating digital tools such as CO breath sensors, self-assessment modules, motivational content, and clinician-guided recovery programs. Companies addressing these conditions are often engaged in partnerships with pharmaceutical firms, public health entities, and commercial payers to ensure broader clinical adoption and reimbursement. Sleep-related digital therapeutics are also gaining traction, particularly those addressing chronic insomnia, sleep apnea, and disrupted sleep architecture. Most of these solutions leverage digital CBT for insomnia, CBTI, often validated through randomized controlled trials, RCTs, and include wearable integrated platforms, AI-powered diagnostics, and real-time data-driven interventions. Some of these products have been approved and reimbursed under regulatory frameworks like DiGA and MFDS, South Korea, while others have received FDA clearance or insurance coverage, reflecting a global recognition of sleep health as a pillar of preventive and behavioral medicine. Emerging areas such as digital therapeutics for women's health, cancer-related fatigue, pediatric neurodevelopmental conditions, ADHD, autism, and chronic gastrointestinal diseases further expand the DTX frontier. Particularly notable is the growth of pediatric and adolescent-focused platforms, which combine gamified cognitive training, eye-tracking diagnostics, biofeedback, and mobile-based interventions for attention deficits and learning disabilities. These products are frequently aligned with DSM-5 and ICD-10 standards and are often deployed in both educational and clinical settings. Additionally, DTX solutions for sexual wellness, trauma, postpartum depression, and vaginismus are building visibility within femtech, supported by DiGA certifications and clinical validation. Geographically, the innovation ecosystem is widely distributed, with active DTX startups emerging from the United States, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Japan, South Korea, Israel, and several Nordic and Central European countries. Regulatory receptivity and reimbursement frameworks such as DiGA, Germany, MFDS, South Korea, PMDA, Japan, and the FDA, US, play a crucial role in shaping commercial pathways and product maturity. Increasingly, startups are leveraging interoperable technologies, clinician portals, electronic health record, integration, and digital biomarkers to position their solutions within broader healthcare infrastructures. The global DTX startup landscape in Q1 2025 is marked by growing scientific sophistication, expanding regulatory validation, and deeper integration into traditional and digital care pathways. This ongoing transformation is enabling scalable, patient-centered, and evidence-based interventions for a wide spectrum of health conditions, with the potential to revolutionize how therapeutic care is delivered, reimbursed, and personalized around the world. 3. Developmental disorders. DTX for developmental disorders represents one of the most innovative and high-potential segments within the broader digital health ecosystem. The intersection of neuroscience, artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality, neuromodulation, and biofeedback technologies is redefining how conditions such as ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and dyslexia in children and adolescents are addressed. As clinical practice increasingly shifts toward home-based, school-integrated, and non-pharmacological approaches, DTX solutions are uniquely positioned to fill critical gaps in early diagnosis, behavioral therapy, and cognitive support. 1. Top-tier analysis. Among the companies evaluated, 3 emerged as consistent top-tier performers, each receiving an average score of 9.33 across the 3 evaluative categories. Neurosigma's Monic ETNS system exemplifies a gold-standard DTX for pediatric ADHD. This product leverages at-home neuromodulation through trigeminal nerve stimulation and is FDA cleared, prescription-based, and non-pharmacological. Cogno's Canvas DX similarly stood out, offering an eye-powered diagnostic tool for early autism screening in children aged 1.5 to 6. The solution is FDA cleared and known for its equity-focused accessibility model, bridging early childhood development screening with scalable diagnostic intelligence. Florio's VR therapy solution brings immersive, therapist-guided virtual reality sessions to neurodiverse youth with autism or ADHD. Its ABA-compatible design, Medicaid reimbursement status, and extensive content library position it as a transformative tool in behavioral health therapy. Each of these products achieved excellence across usability, evidence, and compliance, making them ideal candidates for scale-up in both public and private healthcare ecosystems. 2. Second-tier analysis. The second tier includes a diverse set of companies demonstrating strong value propositions in areas such as cognitive training, biofeedback, emotional regulation, and at-home therapy delivery. Mightier, a US-based solution, focuses on pediatric emotional self-regulation through gamified biofeedback. The solution is HIPAA compliant and FDA Class 1 listed, offering accessible therapeutic tools for families and children with ADHD or autism. Atenxia, based in Spain, provides an eye-powered adaptive training platform tailored to classroom settings and aligned with DSM-5 and ICD-10 standards. BrainGaze leverages eye-tracking technology for diagnosis and intervention in ADHD and ASD, using neuroscience-driven methods to detect subtle cognitive patterns. Tally Digital, from Australia, delivers a gamified attention training program for children aged 3 to 10, targeting ASD and ADHD with research-backed methods. Neurotech International's Ment Autism device brings EEG-based neurofeedback into home environments, offering auditory stimulation therapy for children on the autism spectrum. Other notable entries include Synchrolab, with its AI-driven cognitive training tools, and Poppins, a French platform that integrates music therapy into pediatric cognitive and speech development. These companies collectively represent some of the most promising opportunities in the sector, balancing technological sophistication with practical usability and educational alignment. 3. Third-tier analysis. Third-tier platforms often present compelling innovations but remain limited by a lack of robust clinical validation, regulatory status, or widespread adoption. THIC, for example, is developing an EEG-based game called Skylar's Run that combines brain-computer interface technologies with gamified cognitive therapy. Though intriguing, the product is still investigational. Revive Technologies offers Focus RX, a smartwatch designed to improve focus in children with ADHD and autism using AI-powered haptic feedback. While the concept is novel, the product has yet to achieve widespread clinical recognition. Playing Forward's XR therapeutic suite deploys immersive experiences for pediatric cognitive and emotional development through extended reality, targeting schools and healthcare partners via a B2B distribution model. These solutions typically scored well for innovation and usability but lacked either comprehensive regulatory credentials or longitudinal clinical evidence. 4. Key market trends. Several key themes are emerging within this dynamic sector. A pronounced shift toward home and school-based care is reshaping DTX delivery models, with solutions like Monic ETNS and TallyTrain leading the way. Personalization powered by AI, biofeedback, and behavioral analytics is becoming a critical differentiator, as seen in platforms developed by Attenxia, BrainGaze, and Mightier. Immersive technologies such as virtual reality and augmented reality are gaining traction, particularly through the work of Florio and Playing Forward. At the same time, regulatory clearance and reimbursement mechanisms are proving essential for scalability, with top-tier companies achieving a distinct competitive edge through FDA approval, DiGA listings, and CPT, Medicaid reimbursement eligibility. 5. Opportunities and challenges. There are significant opportunities in this space, including expansion into public healthcare systems, school-based interventions, and integration with pediatric telehealth services. Partnerships with AI platforms, wearable sensor developers, and pharmaceutical companies exploring hybrid therapeutic models could further extend reach and impact. However, challenges persist. Many solutions still require rigorous clinical validation to prove efficacy across diverse populations. Regulatory navigation, particularly in regions with complex compliance frameworks, remains a major hurdle. Additionally, user engagement and therapy adherence in unsupervised settings are ongoing concerns. The issue of digital equity also looms large, especially in low-income or underserved school systems that may lack access to these tools. 6. Strategic recommendations. Companies positioned in the top tier should focus on expanding internationally, forming partnerships with insurers, and embedding their solutions within pediatric care pathways. Second-tier companies may benefit from academic partnerships to accelerate peer-reviewed validation and elevate their market position. Those in the third tier, with strong innovation but lower maturity, might pursue licensing deals, technology bundles with larger platforms, or commercialization via digital health accelerators and venture-backed collaborations. IV. Maladaptive behaviors and sleep disorders. DTX targeting maladaptive behaviors, including substance use disorders, as well as sleep disorders, has gained significant traction as a critical part of the evolving digital health landscape. These therapeutic areas represent major public health challenges globally, characterized by high prevalence, chronic trajectories, and substantial cost burdens to health systems. In response, a wave of digital health startups has emerged, leveraging evidence-based therapies, behavioral science, artificial intelligence, biofeedback, and mobile technology to deliver scalable, non-pharmacological, or hybrid interventions. These solutions are increasingly integrated into clinical pathways through regulatory clearances, insurance reimbursements, and integration with telehealth infrastructure. This analysis provides a global scan of high-impact DTX solutions in the two domains, identifying top innovators, evaluating clinical and commercial readiness, and offering strategic insights for investment, partnerships, and scale. 1. Top-tier analysis. Among the reviewed products, HelloBetter Sleep and Momentous Somnio emerged as clear leaders in the sleep disorders segment. Both solutions have achieved DiGA approval in Germany, and are supported by randomized controlled trial, RCT, validation for the treatment of insomnia and related sleep disorders. HelloBetter Sleep and Big Health's FDA-cleared app Sleepio achieved the highest overall score of 9.67, combining scientific rigor with a comprehensive user-facing suite of digital therapy content and behavioral health coaching. Momenta's Somnio followed closely with a score of 9.33, also DiGA-approved, and grounded in cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBT. In the maladaptive behavior segment, Cure App SC from Japan stands out with a score of 9.33. This solution, approved by Japan's PMDA and covered under national health insurance, offers behavioral support for smoking cessation as part of a broader chronic disease management framework. These top-tier offerings are clinically validated, regulatorily sound, and commercially integrated across payer and provider networks, demonstrating strong potential for global scale and clinical impact. 2. Second-tier analysis. The majority of strong-performing DTX solutions fall within the second tier. In the maladaptive behavior space, companies such as Click Therapeutics, Clicatine, Dynamicare Health, Pelago, and Pursue Care, with both Reset and Reset-O, scored between 8.33 and 8.67. These solutions combine cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, motivational interviewing, remote patient monitoring, and medication-assisted treatment, MAT, components. Clicatine, for instance, is a behavioral intervention for smoking cessation, while Dynamicare's digital recovery platform integrates CBT and behavioral reinforcement via remote testing. Pelago positions itself as a full-spectrum virtual clinic for substance use, incorporating therapy, remote monitoring, and care coordination. Similarly, the Reset and Reset-O platforms from Pursue Care are FDA-cleared digital therapeutics specifically designed for substance and opioid use disorders, respectively. Other noteworthy second-tier companies include Oviva, with its Direct app, which is DiGA-approved and focuses on obesity-related behavioral health, and Pivot, which offers an FDA-cleared carbon monoxide breath sensor and personalized coaching for smoking cessation. Oviva's other apps, including its general nutrition and psychotherapy tools, also scored highly in terms of clinical integration and usability. In the sleep disorders segment, Better Night and closed-loop medicine's CLMI-N01 demonstrated strong innovation by combining telehealth, remote monitoring, and pharmacotherapy. Better Night blends CPAP therapy with CBTI and personalized coaching, while CLMI-N01 is developing integrated medication and digital support for insomnia. Other second-tier players include SleepUp from Brazil and AIMMED, SOMS, from South Korea, both offering AI-driven CBTI solutions that are approved by their respective regulatory agencies and reflect regional innovation in digital sleep management. Knox Health Somryst, the only FDA-cleared prescription DTX for chronic insomnia in the US, rounds out this tier with strong regulatory and scientific credentials. 3. Third-tier analysis. Third-tier platforms demonstrated early promise in technology innovation but often lack comprehensive clinical validation or global regulatory approvals. In the substance use space, MindCo Health's MindCotine solution uses virtual reality-based mindfulness and CBT to assist in smoking cessation. Though innovative, it is still in early adoption phases. Similarly, Mindset Health's Finito program employs hypnotherapy for addiction management but lacks regulatory endorsements or clinical validation comparable to higher-tier platforms. Continuous Precision Medicine's CPM solution provides AI-powered clinical decision support for opioid use reduction, but it remains investigational and received the lowest score of 6.33, placing it in the fourth tier. Neurodegeneration Therapeutics, while demonstrating creative applications of gamified cognitive training for addiction-related behaviors, remains limited in evidence and regulatory validation. In the sleep category, Welt Corp's Welti scored an 8.0, representing a borderline second-tier solution, while continuing to build validation and commercial traction. These third-tier and lower-scoring products offer high innovation potential but require further clinical and market development to move into broader adoption and regulatory recognition. 4. Emerging trends and insights. Across both therapeutic areas, several converging trends are shaping the future of DTX. First is the integration of personalized behavioral therapy with digital biomarkers and real-time data capture. Many solutions utilize AI to personalize therapy, e.g., SleepUp, SOMS, or behavioral coaching algorithms to optimize user engagement and outcomes, e.g., Pivot, DynamyCare. Second, hybrid care models that combine telehealth, MAT, CBT, and real-world behavioral tracking are gaining ground, particularly in the substance use segment. The combination of behavioral therapy and pharmacological support, either through apps like CLMIN01 or telehealth clinics like Pelago, is defining a new standard in addiction care. Finally, reimbursement and regulatory approval remain key differentiators for top performers. DiGA, FDA, PMDA, and insurance approval correlate strongly with higher scores, as they signal readiness for clinical integration and scalability. 5. Strategic recommendations. Top-tier companies should pursue international expansion, including market entry into the US via FDA or CMS pathways or into Europe through DiGA or CE mark channels. Their focus should also include integrating into payer systems and forming partnerships with mental health providers, sleep clinics, and addiction recovery networks. Second-tier solutions would benefit from strengthening clinical evidence through peer-reviewed research and validation studies while continuing to refine product usability and compliance features. Strategic alliances with pharmaceutical companies, employee wellness programs, and government-backed healthcare initiatives could unlock broader adoption. For third-tier and early-stage innovators, priorities should include achieving regulatory milestones, participating in accelerator programs, and targeting licensing or co-development deals to scale faster.